what's up, guys? It's Craig Syracuse. Welcome to Happy Friday. It's October 10th. Change within. The Lord gives wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding, and that's Proverbs. Conflicts and circumstances may be different, but it's the same challenge you faced for years. Interesting. Why can't you break free from these ever-repeating issues? Your situation is just like the baker who set out to make delicious cake, but used salt instead of sugar in his recipe. He tried different mixing techniques, pans and ovens, but every cake turned out inedible. And he continued to fail until he finally realized that he had to change the ingredients. The same is true for you. You may seek different ways of solving your problems, but until you change what's inside of you and how you respond to those problems, you'll never alter the outcome. The good news is the Lord wants you to know the truth, and he takes responsibility for making it come alive in you. So ask God for insight. Allow him to transform your inmost being. He's able to teach you to respond to your circumstances in a manner that honors him. And be assured, when you obey him, he will fill everything that proceeds from you with his sweetness. Lord, help me stop making the same mistakes. Teach me your ways so I may live and honor you. Amen. His presence be transformed from it. Ooh, there's a lot. So I can talk about this for like a half hour. But quickly, first of all, we constantly make the same mistakes, right? So what happens? So how do we even get to some of the mistakes? First of all, you have to really be in touch with your inner self. You need to go beneath the surface and ask yourself those questions. Why do I do certain things? Why am I influenced by certain things? Why do I continue to do the same things? Why is there such a stronghold on me? So first of all, how do I recognize that? How do I avoid that? You have to take an inventory of all the things you read, all the things you do, all the people you speak to and speak with, and then see how those sort of, whether it's a film or a book, how you respond to that. How does that make you feel? And when you can get in touch with that and say to yourself, okay, if I watch this or I read this, it creates this anxiety, this fear, or maybe it makes me anxious, or maybe it makes me violent, or maybe it makes me have thoughts that are not in line with biblical principles. So I have to cut that out of my life. But if I continue to do that, and I know it brings me this internal sort of anguish or turmoil, then why do I continue to do it? But when you recognize that certain things, just like food, right, that you respond to certain things in a certain way, when you cut it out, then your body can sort of readjust and go back to the way it was. But most of us don't want to go beneath the surface and recognize that certain things, certain people, family, friends, things I watch, things I look up, right? What's in your algorithm? Ask yourself that question. But there is a response to everything. So if I know when I talk to certain people or I read certain books or I watch certain things and I'm going to be influenced in a certain way that, number one, is going to bring fear and anxiety, or maybe it's going to make me violent, right? If I drink and I know that it's going to have this negative response in me because I'm going to have immoral thoughts, then why do I drink? You think if you're going to drink wine, beer, or whatever you do, it's not going to have that same impact, but it does. We have to take an inventory. But in order for you to take an inventory, you have to be honest with yourself. Be alone. And how do I recognize what's influencing me? It's by being alone, meditating on Christ, and he will reveal in your spirit. He will reveal in your heart things that you need to change. But the first thing I want you to do is look on your phone. And look at the algorithm, and that'll be a clear indicator of what you're watching, what you're doing. So when you look at that phone and say, why do I get so anxious? Why are you Googling certain things? Why are you watching certain things? Those are the things that are influencing you and bringing you further away from Christ and increasing your anxiety and your fear and your addictive behavior. Ask yourself that question. What is in my feed? Until next time, always remember, they're built to inspire and evangelize your words and actions. God bless you. Follow me in 2-minute motivation.